Giannis and the Bucks headed to the Borough, and we had a classic matchup between KD and Giannis, and it was that man, Giannis, who came out on top. Jalen Anthony Rose, did he make you reconsider who's going to come out of the East? Did he make you reconsider who should be the MVP with what he's done in the last week?
That noise you hear, that beep, 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 are all of the people bagging up me saying that that's the best player in basketball. And by the way, he's 5-0. His last handful of times playing against KD for whatever that's worth. Now, Jacoby, normally a guy that's won Defensive Player of the Year isn't in the conversation for the scoring title. That's Giannis. Oh, by the way, he's the reigning Finals MVP. And all of a sudden, last year, he couldn't shoot free throws. Remember people were counting down when he went to the line? Mm-hmm. He made 2 when his team was down in the clutch to put them up 1. Also, we talked the other day, big mid-range shot, big three-point shot, big free throws, big blocks. So when I woke up this morning, I felt like Giannis is the league MVP. That's one thing for me to say who's the best player. How about his last 2 games? Against the Sixers, against the Nets. All dominant performances ain't created equal. I'm paying attention to who he's doing it against also. And under the circumstances in which it's happening. They're still climbing in the East. He's still ascending as a player. Giannis, as I keep telling everybody, is the best player in the NBA. Did I stutter?
Well, Jalen, I had Jokic as the MVP, and I thought it was going to be very difficult for my opinion to change about that. But in the game against the Sixers, with the big block at the end, in this game, as you mentioned, doing it in ways that he's been criticized for. The free throws, 2 for 2 when he needed them. The three-point shot off a weird little broken play. That wasn't just a catch-and-shoot easy 3. That was a tough 3, and he hit it with confidence to take the game into overtime. I, right now, am wide open on who the MVP is. However, I think the Bucks are coming out of the East. We're going to get the Suns against the Bucks again, an NBA Finals rematch. There's a lot of basketball to be played before we get there, but it feels like it. But let's talk about the Nets, who are now in jeopardy of going to the number 9 spot, which means they could potentially play not 1, but 2 play-in games just to get the opportunity to play the number 1 or number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. KD played really well. Kyrie was back. What do you see from the Nets yesterday?
I think when you watch the Nets, and rightfully so, we get enamored by the offensive wizardry of Kevin Durant. And the same with Kyrie Irving, his ball handling. And both of those guys, when they get going, they're virtually unstoppable. But each of those moments I keep pointing back to that become high-lit moments, like Kyrie's birthday, and they get acknowledged that he's going to be able to return. They lost that game to Memphis. In Kyrie's return, first home game this year against the Hornets, they lost that game. Last night against the Bucks, they lost that game. Mm-hmm. And he is in the lineup. And you know what else it reminded me? I told you that Drew Holiday is a top 20, 25 player, and you laughed at me. And the first thing I said was, lock down defensively. Did you see Kyrie the last 4 minutes of regulation?
Not really.
Did you see Kyrie in overtime?
Not really.
Oh, okay. The reason why? Drew Holiday, 3 total field goal attempts. Drew Holiday was denying him the ball. Drew Holiday was locking down. And that's what I mean, Jacoby. Like the Milwaukee Bucks, they're a team, and Chris Middleton got ejected. Mm-hmm. Chris Middleton got ejected for a hard foul, and they still found a way to get the victory.
They did, and people talk about the Nets as being a scary 8 seed and potentially jockeying to stay out of the 1 or 2 spot or the 3 or 4 spot, and they are that. They're a scary 8 seed or 7 seed, but they're not a threat to win the Eastern Conference for the reasons that you just laid out. And when you mentioned all the losses when Kyrie played, I don't think people really realize that they're under 500 in games that Kyrie has played. Like, it's not just, oh, add Kyrie and all of a sudden we're the best team in basketball, because they're right now tied with the Hawks for the 10 spot. This could get really interesting just for this team to get into the playoffs. And Jalen, it was a great night for Giannis. He changed my opinion about the MVP. He solidified my opinion that the Bucks are going to come out of the East. But he also did something else. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time scoring list for the Bucks. Jalen, what a momentous, historic evening for Giannis, and what a way to do it.
You go ooh and ah. When I jump in my car, like Uncle Chuck D said, people treat me like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, I want you guys to also pay attention to something. Giannis, it took him 9 seasons. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 6 seasons. But the beauty is that when they won the championship this past year, that the Big O and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got a chance to sit courtside and watch him get it done. And when we start having these GOAT conversations again, I love LeBron James, but wake me up when he accomplishes some of the things that Captain has already accomplished. And I'm not going to even talk about the 4 championships in high school and the 3 in college. I'm not going to even talk about those. I'm going to talk about the 6 championships in the league, the 6 league MVPs. He's still the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and he still has the most unstoppable trademark shot in the history of the game. To me, he's the second best player to ever perform in the NBA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.